This is Sean.
This is Kevin.
And this is the one other thing. And this is a continuation of our list episode, my man. So we had made it all the way to 75 in the Metacritic Best 100 games last time. So I figured we chip away at it, see where we get to it. You know, it's hard to gauge because you never know just how much we're going to have to talk about any given game.
Yeah, I believe Timon,
Nice.
as I like calling him.
Yep, his name's Timon, folks.
I believe he did say this. I think it was this episode. Was it the one he says the best ever, or did you just say about every episode? I'm okay with either.
Oh, I interpreted it as everything we did is the best episode ever.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell what episode he's talking about, so I was like, it's this one.
You know, I did read that comment, and I, too, didn't know which one he was attributing that to. In fact, actually, some of your comments, Timon, I'll be frank, I don't even understand what you're referencing. But, and I do listen to the show.
Yeah. Well, Podbean is, I don't know, it looks weird on my phone when you look at the comments.
Agreed.
It just throws the comments in one big pool, it seems like.
Pretty much, yep. And going through the website isn't much better, so it's a little awkward, but that's, on my part at least, I know that's user error. But, you know, Timon comes up because, one, he's by far our biggest fan. He emails us the most, that is for certain, so thank you, Timon. Keep the emails coming. But, you know, once again, Portamon's had to correct me on my music, and it's driving me nuts that I'm, you know, I actually went back when I saw his note, and I'm like, did I really say that? And sure enough, I did. So last Thursday, we were talking about old school rap, and I talked about Grand Poobah, and I said, you know, if I'm talking about Grand Poobah, I got to mention, and what I said was Special K.
Yes, Special K.
His name's Positive K.
Oh, so there's no way I would know.
Special K is basically a cereal, or, you know, the street name for ketamine, which is pretty much what they gave me for the removing my kidney surgery. So that's no joke. That's horse tranquilizer. Like, that's
still good.
Oh, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. You know, when I was writhing in pain and they gave me that, I was like, oh, that feels better. But, yeah, so that was Positive K. And, you know, as I wrote the notes to this, and clearly I did no research, I realized I think I said the name of the song was What Your Man Gotta Do With Me, but in hindsight, the name of the song might be I Got a Man. But either way, look at Positive K's hit. He had one of them. There's only one of them. You won't have to wade through lots of stuff.
So not so Positive K.
But yeah, Positive K, he had one hit. You know, it's basically has both lines in there. And, you know, I'm only mentioning him because, again, one hit, you're not going to make the list of things I've got to recommend for all of time, kind of thing.
1992 hit, I Got a Man.
I Got a Man, okay. To which he responds, what your man got to do with me?
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I get the, you know, what he's going with there.
We're going to listen to that, actually, after this show, because it'll make you laugh. It's good stuff. But, yeah, Special K, where did that come from? Jeez. But Positive K, so Timon, again, thank you for setting me straight here, and I will try to keep my musical references on point, but frankly, guys, I'm literally doing this from memory. So clearly, 20 plus years takes a toll.
Yeah, it takes a toll.
So stop aging. That's my advice.
It's not the years, it's the miles.
Yeah, all city miles, folks. All city miles. That's what I have to say. But before we get into our list, because, you know, I'm excited to jump back in, see what we see, see what we learn, see what we have to talk about. There are a couple things I wanted to mention. One is that Kevin has been giving me a teaser, folks. Kevin has news coming up in the coming weeks. We don't know when exactly, but he has. Well, do you want to tease him, or do you want me to just tell them what little I know?
Yeah, go ahead. It's something Hollywood-based, which is interesting.
Exactly. So I get a text from Kevin that, you know, something for the show, and it has to do with Hollywood, and that's more or less it. And he's not telling me anything, and I'm dying, folks. I'm dying to know what it is. So my first thought was, and I think we can all agree on this one, if Keanu comes on the show, we're renaming it the Kevin Show immediately. But I was assured that's not the case, so Keanu will not be here.
No, it's a well-known celebrity, but not cool well-known, if you know what I mean.
I have no idea what you mean. In fact, that kind of goes for not just this conversation.
Yes.
Just in general, I have no idea what the hell you're saying.
Yes.
That is fantastic. So the other thing I want to talk about, because I'm extremely thankful for your hard work, Kevin, but we may sound a little different tonight.
Probably sound a lot different.
I would think a lot different, and that is because Kevin has been shopping, for lack of a better term, and we have the RodeCaster Pro now that we're recording on instead of through a laptop. So that alone, I think, is going to add huge quality.
Yes.
But aside from that, you also got us some headsets, headphones with a built-in microphone.
Yes.
Audio Technica?
Technica, yeah.
Technica? I can't
Technica, yeah. They're probably the best of the low ends.
speak. Sure.
Once you start with the XLR connections, there's only so many choices.
Well, I mean, just to our fans out there, we are spending the millions and millions of dollars we're earning on this show on cars and fast women. But the reality is, this is a labor of love for us. We absolutely love it. We are not making any money. Quite the contrary, in fact.
Yes.
We're heading in the other direction very quickly. And you know what? Wouldn't change a thing. It's absolutely fantastic. We love doing these shows. Love having you along for the ride. So again, just shout out to our fans. Love having you guys with us.
Yes, agreed. And I do like playing with gadgets, so yeah, it's either this or something else.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'll just say that to the fans. Kevin is the IT department. Before this show, he's been my IT department pretty much since I met him. And since this time, for this show specifically, he's actually asked me on occasion, like, I'm not hogging all the fun, am I?
Yeah, I know.
To which I'm like, you know what, knock yourself out, buddy.
Dude, I've been doing all this weird
all
crap.
The fun. So, again, thank you for your technical expertise that allows us to do this.
Well, it's a learning experience because, yes, I know technology, but, when you start getting audio and video, it starts getting crazy and all the choices out there. And as you know, I get some sort of like paralyzation when I look up reviews. It could take me months, if not years, to buy something.
Oh, I've not researched a single thing I've bought since I've met you.
Oh,
because at this point, even if I have researched, I know your research is better. So it's just I run it by you before I make any major purchases in my life now.
Yeah, so if this makes it sound more like a real radio show, then I did good.
Yeah, you absolutely did. So again, I appreciate all your efforts. You're doing great there, and so a lot of good things to come, guys. Again,
Yes.
we're evolving here. We're getting better all the time, both audio wise, and we're looking into video. That'll be coming in the don't have a timeline, but I'm going to say within the next year. I want to make sure I give us ample time. And, it's just continuing to grow. So, again, love having you with us. Love everything we're doing here. So, thank you, one and all. But before we get into our list.
Yes.
How do they contact us? How does a tutor reach us, my friend?
If you want to be a tutor, just like me, head to tootcast.net. Check it out. You'll see links for our YouTube site, our what is it? Tweet.
Twitter, yeah. Twitter.
I had a brain hemorrhage there. Twitter, Facebook, everything's all there. But be sure to email us as well at tootcast.net. And then you can yell at us, give us more lists to read on air that we do for Timon.
Yeah. Yep, and actually with our Discord server, because we, when we started researching this and getting into this, Discord was all the rage. Got to have a Discord server, got to have a Discord server. And we're running a special now. If you join our Discord server, you are pretty much the first person that's not Kevin or Sean. So we're running that special. I check the thing periodically. Nobody's on there.
It'll get there. I think once we start doing live feeds, we'll get more people.
I believe we're not quite using it properly. But that being said, too, actually, fans, major props to all of you, because we just, for one of our videos on YouTube, which I'm using air quotes when I say video because they're just this show audio only, but you've been posting them on YouTube, and as of today, episode 12 for some reason is blowing up.
Yes,
way more views than the rest of them, and as of today, we broke 1,000 views, my friend. So congratulations to you. That's great.
That's a big deal for us, and we will earn nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Oh, yeah. I know there's YouTubers out there that are like, oh, my God, I trip over 1,000 when I wake up. Like, I get 10 million views, and I'm sure they do, and good on them. You wish you all the best. But, for us, 1,000 views, that's pretty cool, dude.
I know. It's like 1,000 people listen to this.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So congrats to you, though. That's good on you, man. That's an accomplishment in my world.
I feel like it's going to keep growing as we, simulcast our podcast here and the video once we get that up and running. I think it'll just keep growing.
I haven't gotten any death threats, so I'm going to say, all in all, this is working out pretty well. The fans seem to enjoy it, and God knows I do.
Apparently, there must be some GoldenEye fans out there that don't hate you.
Well, they know, yeah.
They know
that list. I'm surprised, actually. If we're going to get death threats, it would have been off that first list.
Yeah.
Shout out to Two Beard Gaming. No offense, guys, but, I'm going to say Metacritic's got you beat as far as games I want to play before I die, because I'm with you. I'm going to let the Samba de Amigo pass me by.
That's fine.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I can get through life without ever playing that. I'm good.
Yep, exactly. So without further ado, then let's jump into it. So as a refresher, we left off on number 75. It was Batman Arkham City, and we already talked about that. So moving on to number 74 on the PS2. What do we got, Kevin?
It's Madden NFL 2002.
You know, I don't know about you. I've played numerous Madden games, and I like them. They're actually a little too technical for me, but I do play them and enjoy them. I couldn't tell you what years of any of them.
Yeah. I don't think me either.
So it's Madden. They're generally good games. I'm sure the diehard Maddens could tell you, oh, you want this year over that year, and they could even tell you why. I couldn't. But,
Well, in a weird contrast, I just found out that the newest Madden is now the lowest Metacritic game ever.
I actually saw something about that the Madden fans are pissed. And in all fairness, I mean, just play devil's advocate for a minute. I'd imagine it's hard to cover a football season when said season didn't actually exist.
This is true, but I think a lot of people are complaining that you shouldn't have less features year to year to year and still pay $60.
I agree. They're right.
So I think that's one of their biggest complaints, and the microtransactions.
Yeah, it's a dick movie. Eh? It really is. You know it's a dick movie, and you do it anyway.
Yep.
It's those microtransactions. I understand them, and to be honest, I think there's a formula that works. At least it works for me personally, and that is I'm okay with microtransactions when they're cosmetic only. When I can not spend a dime and become just as much a badass as whomever, but, maybe I look like I'm dressed in rags and he's in a tux. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You got to buy the tux extra. Great. As long as that tux doesn't provide any benefit. It's when you can pay to win, it just...
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like a cheat code in a multiplayer game. It's like, what's the point? Like, why am I playing this when that dude's clearly got God mode on?
The part I don't understand is that we're in what year? 2020,
2021 still, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's a bad review for this year, by
Yeah,
the way.
seriously, thumbs down. Do
Thumbs
not
down.
recommend.
Do not, never touch this year again. But I remember when Rainbow Six came out, it had a feature where you can customize a character. And it came out, 2005, 2006? I forget when Rainbow Six, the first one, came out.
It came out a long time ago. I'd say maybe even earlier than that. But yeah, anyway.
Maybe. It was, the early, old game came out after the millennium. But the Madden last year, I saw a review for it, and you can create a custom character, and you had choice of 3 faces. In Rainbow Six, you could put your own face in the game.
Yeah, you had the choice of 3 faces. Wow.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah. $60, please.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because they're like, oh, well, we've got 500 other faces right here. They just cost a nickel a piece.
Yeah, but if you're making a custom character, what's so hard about being able to put your own face in the game?
I agree.
mean, just the technology existed
to be
20
honest,
years ago.
I would never do that, but...
Well, I don't mind doing that, but because it's intimidating.
I'd sooner put your face in a game, actually, and put it on the bots.
Yeah, put it on the bots. That'd be funny.
That would inspire me.
Yes. I would shoot your face off.
Yes. I'd call you up, too. Kevin, I just shot you again, buddy.
I just shot you. I just shot one of your clones.
I saw you, and I shot you.
Jesus.
It's awesome.
I feel like Unreal Tournament right now.
But yeah, I would never, ever put my face in a game. I just don't think I would. Because why would I want to look at me?
Well, other people would look at you. You wouldn't see yourself.
They haven't wronged me.
They haven't wronged you. It's punishment. Wow. I could see you're looking forward to when we started videotaping this.
Oh, yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Like I said, guys, face for radio here. We got this figured out.
Yeah. I think I can get a filters, like a pixel filter.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I want to look like I'm in witness protection.
Yes. The face is all this.
Just call it a public service.
That's awesome.
It's great stuff.
Wow.
But, anyway, so that was our show today. We made it through one.
Yes.
Stay
How we
tuned
go.
for the next 900 shows in order to get through this list. But anyway, moving on to number 73.
Yes.
I want to say we talked a little bit about these, but these are...
I think we have spoke with this, probably maybe a different system.
Okay.
It seems to do that. Where you have many
it's
systems.
possible. So this is for the PS3, and they're calling out COD, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And... again, I've played a couple Call of Duties, but I'm a keyboard and mouse kind of guy. Now, granted, I could just hook up a keyboard and a mouse to my PlayStation and play any of these games. It's just I've never actually done it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a good game. Call of Duties are very well known, and Modern Warfare was considered one of the best for sure. Got a Metacritic score of 94.
Yeah, all of these still. Actually, I'm pretty certain the 94 is where the list started. I think Diablo was at 94. So it's...
It was actually the PS3 Game of Year in 2007.
Yeah, these are really games you'd want to play before you die, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah, no Crazy Taxi here.
Well, next one, moving right along for Call of Duty. I mean, what's there to say? First-person shooter, run around, kill your friends, great time.
Yes, always a good
Never,
time.
ever gets old. If it
No.
does, I'll let you guys know, but I seriously, how many times do you think you and I have killed each other in a game? I mean, it's a very big number.
I don't know if you ever killed me, really.
Yeah, exactly. Your number's definitely higher than mine, but when it comes down to effort, though, I definitely have you beat.
Yeah.
But that being said, though, we must have killed each other tens of thousands of times if we're not in triple digits already, and it's still just as enjoyable for me as the first time I ever shot your head off.
Yes.
And I look forward to the next time too.
I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah. So number 72, PS2.
Devil May Cry.
I own this game, actually. Literally have it in the box in the basement. This one specifically. I don't know if I have any other Devil May Cry, but I didn't dislike it. It's a run around with a sword, cut things up, collect things, that kind of game. It's definitely got some movement mechanics that are unique. I enjoyed it, but I honestly couldn't tell you what distracted me. It's one of those games that I enjoyed. It was good, and then something better came along, and then I forgot all about it.
Yeah, I think someday there's gonna be like a remastered version of all the Devil May Cries, and I'll probably sit down and play them because I think I played a demo of one once, and it seemed very interesting.
Oh, actually,
Action packed.
I did read something briefly that made me laugh. It was talking about, I believe it was EA specifically, but it was talking about sports games and how it was basically an article talking about what we've been saying the whole time. The console war is over. The PC won.
Yep.
We knew that already. But it talked about the fact that, much like we said in one of our last episodes, Xbox, pretty much everything's there. PlayStation is now coming onto Steam. Horizon Zero Dawn, Death Stranding, those things of that nature. And it said EA basically all of their games are pretty much on PC, with the exception of hockey. And the exact quote was, because the hockey gods are cruel.
Yeah, jeez, it is cruel. I love hockey, and I'm mad that's not on PC.
I thought of you and I left because I'm like, wow, that is just cruel. There's no, like, literally everything else. They're like, oh yeah, we ported it to PC, and then someone's like, hockey, and then no, sorry about that.
Hockey.
No.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that's like the redhead stepchild of the sports games, but hockey does not seem to get in the limelight.
I think that people who play hockey don't do any of the microtransactions, and they don't make any extra money off of it. So they're no, forget it.
Okay, gotcha. I'm not buying your novelty puck, for $2.
No, that's my only theory.
There's something that's driving the others that's not driving hockey. So
yeah, it's quickly becoming the 7th most popular sport in the world. So
that's fantastic. It's right below bocce ball.
Yes. I actually saw that in South Park the other day.
It's pretty funny.
They're talking about Canada. It's quickly become the 7th most popular sport in the world.
I actually, this pains me, but very recently, number 71 for the PS2 is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about that one.
Well, I got to presume that there are other Tony Hawks in this list. If we're seeing at 71, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, good game, no question about it. I've honestly enjoyed every single Tony Hawk game, some more than others. And I just saw a little video of 100 things about Tony Hawk games you didn't know. And honestly, the video itself wasn't great, but it was okay. But the last tip, the last thing you didn't know, had me rolling because it just said, it's going through all the Tony Hawk games. There's like 18 of them. There are a lot of Tony Hawk games. And it's talking about, oh, you can do this glitch here, and you can do this bug here, and oh, did you know Spider-Man's on this level, and things like that. And then it gets to number 100, and it says, Tony Hawk 5, did you know this game completely sucks? And that was the tip.
That's it. Yeah, I've heard that one of them was terrible.
I have to admit, I have it. It's for the PS4, and I bought it right out, because again, I'm a Tony Hawk fan. Friday, 1 and 2 remake coming out for PS4. I'm buying it. Full price.
Full price. Wow.
I could get it for the PC. It'll probably look better, but I'm buying it for PS4 because I like the controller better, and because I'll be able to buy it on PC for like $5.
Yes.
2 years from now.
Yeah, never pay full price on PC.
Yep, exactly. So, but it's Tony Hawk 4. It's good. Tony Hawk 5 for the PS4. I can't quite articulate what it lost, but it's lost something along the journey, and it just doesn't have that joy. Yeah. But I told you I've been playing the 1 and 2 earlier because again I'm busting at my old systems and I can't even help it. And of course I go to Tony Hawk, and they're great. They're absolutely great. I'm looking forward to this remake because they're fantastic. Having played them for so long as a kid too, or young, I wasn't even a kid, earlier in life. You get the nostalgia with it too. So if that's your jam, definitely check it out. Likewise, I completely understand if it's not. And if you're not into skateboarding at all, I'm going to go crazy and say this probably isn't something you're going to like.
I can definitely see that. It's definitely an audience for it.
Yeah, agreed. So,
wow, this seems low on the list, but it's Metacritic 94. Number 70 is The God of War, which is a great game. There must be some really damn good games above this.
So it's PS4. That was a great game, actually, I have to say. And I didn't do a lot of those puzzles because they annoyed the shit right out of me. But I was able to play through it without a doubt. And the game was beautiful. Absolutely. I mean, just stunningly beautiful.
I remember when the game was on its way out, and it really kind of like touched me of the director of the game. I'm trying to say it, Cory Barlog. He released a...
How is that?
Google.
No, not that you know that. No, how is his name Cory? Like, he sounds
Barlog.
American.
I know. No, he is American. He is American. Cory Barlog. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Maybe he's Canadian.
I just presume all good games come from Japan. Am I wrong there? Is it me?
It's very possible. No, he's American. He's American. But yeah, so I remember when he released a video live streaming. I don't know why someone would do this. Well, live streaming to him after spending 2-3 years of his life. Basically, this is changing the whole formula of the God of War 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. A whole new game. And he was like, you put all this time and your life into the game. And then he live streamed his reaction of him opening Metacritic the first time.
Oh.
And
props to that dude, because you don't know what you're gonna see, and you're just praying people like it. Believe me, I think you and I are familiar with that.
Oh yeah, we're still praying. So his reaction is, if you haven't seen it, you should check it out because it's so real that he saw it and it was a great score.
Yeah, so it's a relief, it's joy, it's actually I bet he felt like throwing up. To be honest with
maybe.
you, I bet the emotion is just too much. It's like system overload.
Yeah, so I'm very happy for the guy. I'm glad he's actually our age. He was born in 75.
I'm not your age. Younger.
So, but yeah, when I first played God of War, I really did like it. I played the God of War 3 on a remastered version, and it's not my kind of game. But this God of War has more of a story, has some puzzle elements.
Well, the earlier ones were just kicking soup to nuts.
Yeah, just trying to just kill everything, and you're always climbing giant gods or other creatures. So it was a totally different experience. This one had giant things in it too, but it's different. It wasn't like all you're doing.
Yeah, the first time you talked to the world serpent, it was just like, oh my god.
I know, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just truly, it is. I don't even know if I'd describe that as my type of game, but it is a system seller. I presume when PS4 released, this was one of their early titles.
It was a mid game. It wasn't when it first came out, but yeah, it was definitely when it came out. It did sell a lot.
Yeah, I could see this because I mean it's worthy of that praise. It really is. It's a thing to behold. So even though it wasn't my style of game, one, I had you telling me to play it, and
I did like the game.
It was time well spent. I truly enjoyed it. I mean, it really was a pleasure to play through. And I would play through it again. It's just, again, guys, that list. It never ends. It just keeps growing.
Yeah, like the two brother that you always didn't like each other. They always gave you armor and upgrades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought their relationship was awesome. Yeah, they were awesome.
I liked how they explained why the one dude was blue.
Yeah.
I kind of dug that, actually. I thought that was neat.
It's kind of cool. So I really did enjoy the game, and I wouldn't say 100%ed it, but I think I did like 70% of the game. I did a lot of little things in the game.
Yeah, I beat it. I didn't go and do that teaser for the next one because I just don't care.
Yeah.
And I needed
a video.
I needed the space anyway. That was my primary motivation. Was like I got to get through this so I can install more stuff.
Yes. 1 terabyte is just not big enough.
Yep, it goes quick. That's for certain.
I'm talking to you, PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I shudder to think what the PS5 is going to cost for the 2 terabyte edition.
Yeah,
I don't want to know. It's gonna be like a G.
It's gonna be close to that, I think. Yeah. But hopefully we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, number 69 for the PS3 is another Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, a sequel. So this is a case where the sequel's higher on the list.
Yeah, yeah. So again, I mean, we know what it is. First-person shooter. They never cease to be fun, but and I will make that argument. Even a bad first-person shooter, if you're playing it with your friends, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care what it is. That's what I wanted to mention too. So, like, if we were playing the original Doom, the graphics would suck. You wouldn't be able to look up. I don't even remember if you could jump in that fucking game.
I don't think so.
I don't think you could either. But if we were playing that multiplayer, we'd be like, wow, this sucks in totality, and yet it's awesome. I need to shoot you one last time. And so any first-person shooter with friends is going to be a good time. But there are certainly features you can add that are going to make one more than another. I think movement and customization is what makes us love 2K4 so much.
Yeah.
Is we can pretty much do whatever the hell we want with that engine. And it just makes for a good time. So I could see Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 here for the PS3. I can see, even though I'm not familiar with the game specifically, I could see why it would rate higher than some of its even later games in some cases, in the series. So
It looks like one of the first games to offer jumping in an FPS game was Star Wars Dark Forces.
no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could look up and down.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah. Duke for me. I think Duke was the first time I played a game when I could look up and down. So, number 68.
Final Fantasy IX.
That's pretty funny. I was wondering what you were going to say there.
9. Sorry. I don't understand this.
IX.
IX.
That was for the PlayStation. And honestly, as much as I love Final Fantasy VII, I've never actually played and beaten another Final Fantasy game with the exception of the first Final Fantasy. So I've beaten Final Fantasy and I've beaten Final Fantasy VII numerous times on each account.
Jeez. This says it's the final Fantasy for the PlayStation.
No, really, it's final this time.
Just for the PlayStation
for
1.
The PlayStation. I like RPGs. I like JRPGs. I'm going to say there's a bunch of story. There's a ton of cinematics. It probably looks gorgeous, especially when you factor in its time.
Yeah.
It looked gorgeous for its time, and there's going to be a lot of grinding and just that kind of gameplay, and count me in.
Yeah. Yeah. I would play them all. I would.
Definitely would. Just,
technically, I beat kind of 2 if you count the, part 1 that I just beat a Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay, yep.
So that's technically a different game. I count it as a different game.
I would too. Yeah.
Because it's not the same
It's
as the
not
original.
the same as the first, so yeah, you've beaten 2. So I've beaten 3 then, to your point.
Yeah.
2 Final Fantasy VIIs and 1 OG.
One OG.
Or 4 if you want to count the OG remake that was on the Game Boy Advance, because I beat it there too.
Okay.
So, oh my God, so many Final Fantasies.
Yeah. That's why I have one episode called Not So Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't understand the word.
Not quite as final as you might think. So
67 is BioShock Infinite.
for the PS3, I always wonder what makes them pick the PS3, because they're wrong. The answer is PC.
Yes, I do agree. PC is probably the best version, but it's very possible that, if it could come out for a certain version first and they gotta port it, that's, some people might think the PC port is inferior. That happens a lot.
It does, and it's a shame too, because I mean, there's really no excuse for it in my book.
Yeah.
I've
been hearing stories from Horizon Zero Dawn on the PC that some of the port wasn't that great of a port.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
And I got to play that game. It's just I played all of like a minute and a half, and it's another beautiful game. But it's I'd rather they don't port it than they do it a disservice.
Yeah. Now hearing about the port, I was going to recommend the PC version for you to play it, but I beat the PS4 version just fine. It's a fun game.
Oh sure, yeah, yep. No, lately my problem is just time, and that's always my problem. But yeah, BioShock again. I haven't played Infinite, but first one was.
Yeah, I guarantee you the first BioShock's going to be higher on the list than this, even though this is a good game.
It deserves to be, in my opinion, though. That was such a good story that I highly recommend it. And yeah, you've recommended this. You said it had twists and turns. BioShock, did you actually beat BioShock 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I beat
And
them all.
was that what I summed it up to be? Because I played it, and my problem was I beat BioShock 1. I loaded 2. I went right into 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know, 15 minutes in, I was like, oh, more of the same.
Yeah, basically. And yeah, it's just more of the same, and it just didn't have fun. It didn't have a fun factor to it.
Yeah.
So when this came out, I was really happy. So I would say, this is like Godfather, 1, and the first one was Godfather 2, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Depending which one you like better. So they're close on quality and, cool twisting story, but you can't beat that underwater world. There's just something about that Art Deco that this thing tries and gets close, but it's not the same.
Not quite the same. Okay, and it has better graphics too. I mean, this didn't have to get remastered.
It's not about the graphics.
That's true. No, I agree. Gold Box games, man. Those graphics are atrocious, and yet some of the best games ever.
So I do recommend BioShock Infinite.
Random one on first-person shooter vein, I guess. Did you see there was a video of somebody playing Doom Eternal at 1,000 frames per second?
Is that even
it's possible? It is possible. And the way you do it is liquid nitrogen cooled PC. There was literally a dude pouring liquid nitrogen in this thing while the other dude was playing it.
Jesus.
So yes, it is possible. 1,000 frames a second.
But worth it?
I'm gonna say if you're playing a game and you need a dude to be pouring liquid nitrogen into anything while you're doing it, that game's probably asking too much of you.
Come here, nitrogen boy. Yeah, I need your help here. We need to play a video game.
Dude was doing it without gloves too, and I'm just like, really?
Oh my god, I can lose a finger or a hand.
Seriously, like that's not safe.
Have you seen Terminator 2? Come on, that was all liquid nitrogen in there.
Yeah, not good. Yeah. Why would you play at 1,000 frames per second? I think that falls squarely under the because we can.
Oh, yeah. Show offs.
Yeah, I don't know what, I think we talked about this too. I don't know how many frames per second a human eye can actually detect, but I'm guessing it's somewhere probably way below half of 1,000 frames per second.
Yeah, I think there's diminishing returns when you get up to 30 frames per second. 60 you can start seeing, but once it gets to 120 and 200, it's really diminishing returns.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, like I don't know if I could tell a difference between 200 frames a second and 1,000 frames a second. I think I'd look at them and I'd be like, yeah, looks the same to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty blind too, so I doubt I'd see the difference.
It's awesome. So anyway, yeah, fun things. So moving on though, number 66, and this is for the PC, and God knows you love that because you mod the shit right out of this one.
Yeah.
None other than
The Elder Scrolls V.
That's fantastic. There's a theme tonight, guys.
Sorry, I'm not drunk. Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. I remember getting this game, and I did this. They're saying the PC version, but that wasn't the first version I got. The first version I got was on the PS4, or was it Xbox 360? Xbox 360.
Knowing you probably own it on every system.
I have Xbox 360. I have a PlayStation version. I have
just got the Switch.
I have the Switch version now. I have the VR version and then they re-released them as a special edition. So I have those versions in several places.
Oh, that's great.
And the Switch is the special edition, which they just made the graphics a little bit better, which you could have done with mods.
I definitely love this game. It was another beautiful game, no question. I think my problem was, and this is a funny one, I played Fallouts first. I played the Fallout 3 and 4 first. Yeah. And the minute I get in there, I just think to myself, well, I know this engine.
Yeah.
And boy, I wish I was in the post-apocalyptic world. I like that so much better.
Yeah, I just want to find a nuke right now.
Yeah, or just give me a sniper rifle.
Yes.
Like, can I just be the class that gets a sniper rifle in Elder Scrolls? Because I'd really be good with that.
That's why the modding seems what really made this game increase its fun factor tremendously. Because there's a mod that adds a sniper reticle to your bow and arrow.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, it actually is pretty cool. I've used it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, when you do it VR, it's a whole different experience with doing the bow and arrow.
And it's I certainly played through it, beat the game. It's not that I dislike it in any way. Yeah. It's just for my money. I think I'd rather live in the Fallout universe. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. I would not want to live there at all. But if I'm going to play a game, I'd rather play in the Fallout universe.
Yeah, I'd rather live in the Skyrim universe, but 100%. Visit the Fallout universe.
I'd rather play in the Fallout universe, but yeah, I'd rather live in the no question about it.
Yes. So yes, Skyrim. Can't recommend that game. Is it worth paying $60 every time they release it every couple of years? Yes,
it probably is. Yeah, actually, it probably is. That's the thing, guys. It's you know me. I'm cheap. I don't want to spend money on anything because that's what cheap means. Yep. But I'm a fan of the whole. I call it the Arena series because that's where it started. Elder Scrolls Arena, right on through. I think they bring a lot to the genre. And to your point, Skyrim's worth $60 to this day.
Yeah, And I do say the modding capability is what makes the staying power. Is if you couldn't mod it, people are modding like crazy now. There's mods of like Morrowind and Arena games in this now of using the newer engine.
Oh, that's neat.
So there's some cool stuff. People have put a whole new games in it that you can download mods for, which is just a whole new game and a whole new storyline.
Yeah, people are amazing, man. They really are.
More time than we have.
So, this is fascinating. It's fascinating because of the platform. So,
Yeah, I
number
agree.
65 is a game called World of Goo, which has been out for a very long time.
Yes, I used to play this when I worked at the stockbroker. I sound like I was really busy if you keep hearing me.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I beat the game while working there, and the version I had back then was on a Mac, so I played the Mac version.
I played the PC. I want to say I got it from Steam, to be honest with you, but I'm not 100% on that. But World of Goo is it's a puzzle game for sure.
Yeah.
And, I remember I didn't make it too terribly far, but as memory serves, you're basically trying to stack these little balls of goo to make a bridge of some kind or something to that effect, make a tower. I can't remember exactly what you were doing. What were you doing?
You attach pieces of goo, and they would make a little triangle. Then you attach another piece of goo and make a little square, and you can add support in certain places and build upward. And it's all so you can get like whatever left goo you have up through a pipe, an oil pipe. So I guess the goo is kind of oil.
Yep. So, I mean, I definitely didn't beat it. You said you did?
I did beat it, and it takes a while to beat it. And then once you beat it, then they give you an option to go to like a play area and see how high you can build.
Oh,
just
nice.
straight up.
Just keep going. Yep.
Nothing, and you get like bonuses the higher you go.
Oh, that's neat.
And you rate yourself on the rest of the world. But yeah, I beat this game I think twice. Because when you're bored at work and you're doing nothing else, you can just build goo for hours.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know how far I made it, but I definitely did not beat it. But yeah, it was a good game. I did enjoy it. And I want to say when I bought this, I mean, they're talking about the Wii version specifically, which I find amusing.
Yeah.
I want to say when I bought this, it was like $5 or $10. And
yeah,
that was
I paid much.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it wasn't a big. I don't know why there was never a sequel. I went to their website and 2D Boy was making another game. I think something happened, and so a sequel never came out.
Oh, that's a shame because
I think they deserved it.
That game did well too, actually, ironically, as I recall. But like it was all over the place. But
yeah, I don't know what happened, but I did like it, and yeah, I do recommend that game if you like puzzle games, physics puzzles. So it's really physics because you're trying to balance the bridge to come down just right, and make it to the end before falling down. So yeah, I did like it.
Ooh, we got big news on number 64 here. Two things are happening. One, we seem to have hit the puzzle section of our list here, but two.
Ooh.
Number 64, which, I'm just going to spoil it. It is Portal 2 for the PS3, but what makes this special is this is the transition. We just hit the demarcation point between everything rated 94. Portal 2 has a 95 rating.
I agree with it. It's a genius game, and I guarantee there's loyal fans to anything that's, Valve puts out.
Sure.
And this is definitely one of them. Fun game. I recommend it. Someday I like to play the co-op version, which is it's not the main game. It's
you said that.
It's a different set of puzzles.
I will eventually give them a go, because both the 1 and 2, because you've told me as much.
Well, 1, you have the time for it, because it's not a long game.
Yeah.
It really is.
I like that.
But worth playing because it's just fun to play. The puzzles are not these irritating puzzles of throwing an axe.
Yeah.
Trying to figure stuff out. I don't find the puzzles irritating. I find them very relaxing.
I think I lacked patience to begin with, and I think it might be getting worse. So yeah, God of War, I saw those axe puzzles. I did one of them, and I'm like, oh, I see how that works. I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah, screw that.
It's pretty much how it went.
Jesus. Oh, what was I? Oh, I was playing the sequel, the South Park
The
RPG,
Fractured Butthole?
Fractured Butthole, and they have an option. You can turn accessibility mode for any of the puzzle sequence, like on the toilets and whatnot. You can just hit the right trigger or right, bumper,
nice.
and it would just skip through the puzzle.
It's funny. I was playing, and I got to go back to it, but I was playing Bard's Tale 4, I believe it was, on the PS4.
Yeah.
And, I'm going through the menuing, and I see this cheat option. I'm like, oh, cheat? Hello? And I investigate it, and it's basically a spell. And I want this spell in every fucking game imaginable, because what it is I come across a puzzle, and I say, I could sit here and figure out what I need to do, or I can open my spell book and cast this spell, and the spell might as well be Puzzle Be Gone.
Oh.
Because that's effectively what it does, is I cast a spell, and the puzzle is now solved.
Oh, that's awesome.
Doesn't matter what the puzzle is. It's just like, let me Google that for you.
Yeah.
And it takes care of it.
Yeah, I don't need any puzzles in my game. Thank
And
you.
I love it, yeah, because I'm all about the fighting. And I got to say, though, wouldn't recommend that game thus far. I'm going to give it more of a go. I didn't make it terribly far, but it's just not as much fun as I'd like it to be. But, I mentioned it in an earlier one. Bard's Tale 1 through 3 remake. I think they're like $15.
Yeah.
They're worth way more than that. Absolutely fantastic. Those remakes, and they add an auto map.
Oh, okay.
Because I know you said you played the OG
You just
Bard's
lost.
Tale.
Yeah, just get lost.
And yeah, it's brilliant. It's not even that big a game, to be honest with you, but you have no idea the way it's structured, because you got to do things in a specific order.
Right.
But yeah, seriously though, check out those remakes if you dig that, because they're really well done.
So Portal 2, if you haven't played it, it's a game you should play before you die. It's a interesting game.
Sorry, folks, I just hit my mic. I got to get used to this.
I know, it's like, oh.
You suddenly hear it like thud.
Yeah, but before you used to hear every time I put my cup down.
Oh, yeah.
It would shake the whole table, you know? So, pros and cons
We're getting better.
of having mics
We're
attached to my
learning.
fat head.
I like it, though. Now we're officially a podcast, because I told you every podcaster I saw had the headphones on. So
Yeah.
I don't know what we were doing before now, but now we are officially podcasting.
I know. We were just practicing.
Yeah, it's weird you being in my head, too.
Yes. I'm in your head right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's very bizarre, folks. It's definitely
You're going to dream
different.
about this now.
Oh, man. I'm no longer sleeping, folks.
Yes.
It's decided on this show.
In your head.
Yeah, that's great. So number 63, Metal Gear Solid 5, or I'm sorry, Solid V, the Phantom Pain, and that is for the Xbox One specifically.
Yes, I have not played the Xbox One version, but I played the PS4 version, and I remember saying, "Oh, this is okay."
The problem is most of these Metal Gear Solid games now just have a picture of the dude on there, I believe his name is Snake.
Snake, yeah. Jake? No, that's different.
No, that's State Farm.
Okay.
But I bought one because it was like $3. I'm not kidding. Caught it on super sale on PS4, and it was like $3, and I'm like, I will buy a game for $3.
Yeah.
Haven't even installed it, and it might very well be that game.
Oh. I think I got it for free, and it was worth every cent.
There you go. Nice.
But it's okay.
Dude, I know enough of those games to not even spend I wasted $3. We all know it. It's a
Yeah.
stealth game. It has nothing to do with what I do. Stealth and I do not play nice in the sandbox.
I hear a lot of the other Metal Gear Solids have a really good storyline, and I just didn't think this one did. So there's just me.
Did you actually beat it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can beat it quickly, but that you're missing things if you do that. So,
Okay.
and I beat it quickly because I was done with it.
Well, yeah, Thursday we're gonna have a game to talk about, because I beat it, and I already told you, so I'll tell the fans. But I have in fact completed Mass Effect 2, folks.
It's about time.
So now he's gonna have to start bitching about Mass Effect 3.
Yes,
But,
you got to play that now.
No, I don't. It's way too rich for my blood. It's like $30. Who's got that kind of money?
I think I have a copy somewhere in Xbox 360.
That's great. But we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Okay.
And boy, deja vu all over again.
Yep.
What's number 62, buddy?
It's Portal 2 on the Xbox 360. So, yeah. I think that might be the first version I played. And, yeah, it's a good game. And I'm not sure what's higher than the PS3 version. But
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, though. Those are two different generations of system. 360 competes with PS4, does it not?
no, they came out at the same time. It's PS3 and Xbox. No, the same gen. 2011.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, same gen.
So Xbox just isn't competing with PS4 at all, then?
Xbox One.
That's a fucking problem with Xbox. Yeah. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So there have been 3 Xboxes to date. A 4th is coming out then.
Yeah, well, yeah, and variations, the Slim series.
Well,
and S
yeah,
series,
nobody
but
gives a shit about
yeah.
that. But I mean, you got your
Yeah,
Xbox completed with PlayStation.
Yep.
Then you've got.
The X.
I have no idea what completed with PS2.
I think I thought the original Xbox competed with PS2.
Oh, maybe it did. Maybe
Yeah.
okay. So Xbox wasn't in the game for PS1.
Right, I
They
don't
show
think
up
it
for PS2.
Yep.
PS3 is the 360.
Yep.
Xbox One is PS4,
PS4.
and now Xbox for the
Series
fuck knows.
X, I think it is, which is very confusing for parents who are trying to shop for games and systems for
I'm a
kids.
fucking gamer and I can't figure it
Yeah.
out. I mean, seriously, Microsoft, pull your head right out of your ass.
Yeah, just count up.
Just seriously, come up with how hard is it? There's fucking 10 digits, and I'm
Yes.
counting the zero. Just throw a combination out there.
It's very, very confusing.
I don't know. Do they think that market's better? Like, ooh, if we call it, let's call the Xbox X, but let's add an extra X. It's the Xbox XX.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's just
annoying.
madness.
Number 61.
Oh, now
Red-
this is annoying because this isn't on PC, is it?
No, and they have no plans to ever release on PC. Rockstar.
Yeah, that's not Rockstar. That's douchebag games. And I'm a Rockstar fan, but seriously, fucking
Yeah.
PC. But the game we're talking about is Red Dead Redemption for the 360. Apparently,
Also
can't
known
speak.
as Grand Theft Auto in the Old West.
Yeah, pretty much. But I
Yeah.
mean, what the fuck? Put it on PC. What's your problem, Rockstar?
Yeah, I played. I have this game on the 360. I played about half of it. Great game. Unfortunately, YouTube ruined it because I know the ending, and it's a huge twist.
YouTube ruined it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you watched the YouTube video.
Well, I was like, well, what is this review? And I was like, let me watch a review. And some people sometimes put out reviews and don't say spoiler warning.
Yep.
And like, here's a cool ending. I'm like, oh, I guess I have no reason to play the game now.
That's fascinating. Okay, so be careful how you YouTube. Apparently,
Yeah, so it's a great game. I had fun up until it was ruined because, yeah.
I'm a little afraid of Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's been on sale a few times.
Well, this is the first one.
I know,
But you're
but
talking about the second
the
one.
second one, because it's on PC, I can in fact play it.
Yes.
I'm kind of afraid of it though because it looks fucking beautiful.
I have it on PC. I played it like 2-3 days worth, and I stopped playing it because I knew that for me to really enjoy this game, I need to devote 2 or 3 weeks into
Yeah.
playing it.
So
'Cause it's a big game.
that's my point, and that's why I'm afraid of it because your 2 to 3 weeks means that's a half a year
Yeah.
where I'm just devoted to this game.
It's a huge game, beautiful game. Details. They just knew every detail to cover.
Provided you
Well
haven't
done.
watched the spoiler video for 1, would you recommend 1? Does it deserve the 95 Metacritic gave it?
Yes. Good
I,
game.
I figured as much.
Good game.
I'm guessing Red Dead Redemption 2 is higher on the
It
list.
should be higher because it did everything that this did, but better.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be higher.
And you said this too is not the first in the series. You said Red Dead Revolver was the first, I think?
Yeah, Red Dead Revolver, I think. Yeah, I forget how many, but yeah, there was at least 1 or 2 games before this. Yeah.
Does anybody know the significance? Well, does anybody? Yeah. Kevin, do you know the significance of the Red Dead portion? I don't. Why is he redeeming himself?
I don't know.
Is it a Native American thing?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know.
they really explained that. What does
Huh.
Red Dead mean?
That's all I can think. If you're thinking Old West, I mean, red makes me think Native Americans because we're ignorant and we apply labels.
Maybe in the Old Western, the sunset looks red.
Well, I'm just thinking the redemption part implies
Yeah.
I've been wronged and I'm
Yeah,
seeking
story
redemption. So
revenge.
it would be the story of revenge for a Native American. I would think would make sense.
Okay, so it looks like 2004 Red Dead Revolver came out for the PS2 and Xbox.
Okay.
Then they released Red Dead Redemption Gunslingers.
So
Dead
they
Redemption,
weren't they weren't limited to one platform. They just were no PC.
The only PC is the Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, which is out now.
Yeah, that's weird to me. Very weird to me.
Yeah.
But I have faith though. It says Xbox on it. One day
One
day it'll be on PC,
I hope so.
and hopefully it's not a shitty port.
I will play it.
Yeah, I probably will too. Wow, why not?
Come on, number 60. A Portal 2, this time on the PC. Yeah.
So pretty much just to summarize then, Portal 2 kicks ass. Play it however you can.
Yes.
However you can play this fucking game, it's great.
I think at this point they're saying, I think the mouse and keyboard's the best version, but I still use a controller when I play this game. But yeah, mouse and keyboard is probably how you'd play it.
I would because it's first-person shooter-esque, and
It is.
I want to try a game with the controllers, but I can't imagine. I mean, for you, I could see why the controllers would actually be an improvement because I've used your mouse
Yes.
and it doesn't fucking move.
No, my mouse is fine-tuned for just killing you, and that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, you just point where my head was once, and then apparently just run around, and it works the rest of the time.
Yeah, your head's always the same level, so I don't have to move my mouse up and down.
Yeah, so I could see the controller working for you, but you see how I have my controller.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you guys, you look at my mouse when I'm playing a first-person shooter, and my guy moves half the map.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know how you play like that.
it's how I play. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine having the same dexterity with a controller. It's not possible in my eyes. But we'll see. I'm gonna have to try it more.
Number 59.
59 PS4 version too. So they
Well,
like
that's
their-
only version. They never released this game on any other platform.
I thought they released this on PS3.
Not this version. This is the remastered.
Well, there's
but
the
yeah,
remastered. Okay, so
Yes.
the game we're talking about is The Last of Us. Kevin's quite fond of it.
remastered version. Yes, I believe this deserves all the kudos.
So I can play Mass Effect 3 or I can play The Last of Us next.
Ooh, that's tough.
I'm not saying I'm going to play either. I just love to give you tough
Yeah,
questions.
I know. That's tough. They're both good games, but I would say at this point you hit the best of the best. So I'd say you might as well hit Last of Us. That'd be a
Oh,
better
interesting.
choice.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
boy, we have a lot to talk about. With
Yeah,
Mass
Last of Us
Effect.
is better than Mass Effect.
Wow.
Well, not best, better than Mass Effect 3.
Wow, you heard it, folks.
Yeah, I know.
You said it.
But not as Mass Effect 2 and Last of Us are on the same level.
Okay, interesting.
So the remastered version, yes, it basically, from what I remember, because I did own the PS3 version as well, it was one of the last games released for the PS3. That's why it was one of the best looking games, and that's why when it came with the brand new PS4 when it came out, so it was considered for the longest time the best looking PS4 game, but they've since got way better since then.
Yeah.
But this game, I believe, went from 30 frames a second to 60 frames a second, so it's not just a graphics upgrade, which is not huge, but enough. But because of the 30 frames to 60 frames, it's a more enjoyable experience in this environment. It just looks
More enjoyable experience in your miserable, depression-filled post-apocalyptic
now that I've seen
story.
Depression of like the sequel, this game is like a happy-go-lucky adventure.
That's awesome. That's even great.
Yes, but this game is fun. I really enjoy it. Yeah, it just like nothing beats playing a game and then all of a sudden, boom, 20 years later.
Well, I
love
just
that.
realized something different about our setup. I have
What?
absolutely no idea how long we've been recording.
51 minutes.
Oh, look at that. Oh, now I see where it is. Okay, folks. Kevin, again, being in charge of all things, has it covered. I
Nerd.
just didn't know where to look, and now I do. Well, I just realized we're getting down to 50, and the speed we move at,
Yeah.
I was thinking we're probably going to get
Molasses.
through about, yeah, exactly. I figured we're probably going to get through about another 25 this episode, and we seem to be holding pace for just that.
Yeah, we might be able to knock it out.
You know, this one actually annoys me a little bit because I know nothing about it other than I have to try this series. But do you play anything? This is a Persona 5 Royale for the I don't know why it's not Royal, it's Royale.
Royale. See, you're starting to talk like me now.
Yeah, I'm getting
See,
weird.
Really, Royale.
Royale. It's Persona V Royale. No, it's Persona 5
Isn't that
Royal.
Pulp Fiction?
It's Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
It's not actually Pulp Fiction. They're having the conversation.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that the rest of the world uses metrics because they are smart.
Yeah.
But anywho, PS4 is the version, and I've heard a lot of good things about this whole RPG series.
Yeah, I've started playing Persona 4. I do have a copy of Persona 4 that I purchased with my PlayStation Vita, so I have a copy that I
Oh, nice.
purchased on eBay. So I played it, and yeah, it's I wouldn't call it a small experience. It's a huge world. It's
JRPG, I presume, right?
JRPG. Yeah, there's a lot going on. The one I'm playing, and you're in school and stuff, so you got to worry about relationships. And I haven't got to the point in the game where I'm fighting anybody yet, and I played for like several hours.
Wow.
So I haven't. So I would assume at some point there. I've seen the screenshots. You eventually get into JRPG battles. I haven't got there yet.
Wow.
So-
But yeah, I've heard good things though. So what did you think? Were your experience positive overall?
It was positive, but I just I have to. I don't know. I need summers again from when I was a kid. Like I'm going to spend all my time
Oh, I
just
know.
playing games.
I know. Seriously, there's too much to get to.
There's too much, yeah. And I've been, distracted by newer games right now. So hopefully I'll start playing those Persona games. But
something
yeah,
to check out.
everyone likes the Persona games.
See, this makes sense. Number 57 for... okay, I take it back. It doesn't make sense. Number 57 for the Game Boy Advance. Why the Game Boy Advance? But that would be Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and I am a big fan of 1 and 2, partly because of age, but I enjoyed the games a lot more. I just did. It has nothing to do with realism, that's for sure, because that's out the window. I don't know what it is about the first two, but I enjoyed them a great deal. So this episode, I'm just going to plug the hell out of Friday's 1 and 2 remaster because I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, like I said, I've been playing that actually a little bit. It's good, but why you'd pick the Game Boy Advance version, I have absolutely no idea.
It's probably the best game in the Game Boy Advance.
No, I don't know. I doubt that. No, there was a lot of good JRPGs on the Game Boy. Game Boy Advance was a good system. I liked it. Anyway, number 56.
Madden NFL 2003. I believe it was 2002 that was lower on the list. So they actually improved this year.
Yeah. So, once again, Madden. They're great football games.
And not a whole lot to say about football.
It probably doesn't help that neither one of us are really sports guys at all. So, like, I can pick out a football, and that would be an American football, guys.
Yeah.
I can pick that when it's next to a soccer ball. I can tell you which one's which, but that is about the extent of my sports knowledge.
Yeah, mine's about the same. Don't know this game.
I've never played it either.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will sight unseen. I will endorse it. But number 55 with a score 95 is
The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. That's my radio voice.
and that was for the Wii. I had to look because you know, Zelda games are just fun. I'll say it this way: I've not by any measure played all the Zelda games, but I've never played a bad one.
Yeah.
And yes, I played The Adventures of Link Zelda 2. I'm sorry, I like it. It's a good game. It's not what anybody expected, I know, but it's still a good game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know how
Zelda.
you feel. I know how you feel. There's some games that are good, you know, like the new Mass Effect Andromeda. It's a great game, but it's not a great Mass Effect game.
Exactly. Yeah, I think there were multiple problems. I think what they wanted to do a true Zelda, Legend of Zelda, the first one, to do a true second, you know, part 2 of that, without it just being more of the same crap. I think they needed more hardware than they had available. I don't think they could do it. So it wasn't until we saw the Super Nintendo, A Link to the Past, that I think was the spiritual successor to the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
But I think you needed that additional processing power in order to deliver it.
Yeah.
So, well, irony of ironies.
Yeah, I
and
know.
this is rated higher. I'm just truly
Well,
fascinated.
still the same Metacritic, so I don't know how they're
yeah,
making
so
one higher
that's
than the
true.
other.
Okay, you're right. It's still weighing in at 95. But number 54 is, again, The Last of Us, but this time the PS3 version.
PS3 version, which, you know, I'd play the PS3 or the PS4 version. I'd have the same experience each.
And maybe
you know, and enjoy both.
Maybe they're giving points for being out first.
Yeah.
I mean, this was how the world met Last of Us.
Yeah. It was unexpected, you know, because a lot of times you play these games, you think it's just going to be another zombie apocalypse, and it doesn't have that same feel of the other zombie apocalypse games.
I was going to say, you say zombie apocalypse like it's a bad thing.
Oh, no, I agree, but there was a inundation of zombie apocalypse games for a while where and there were like Dead by Daylight, all these ones where the zombies are just like, you know, nothing but zombies.
Is that the one I bought us that we've literally never played?
I don't know. We got a few games we never played.
Yeah, I bought us one that was a survival zombie one.
7 Days to Die?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
And it's
I
like
think that
got
one's
great
this.
reviews and stuff. And I've never even loaded it. I think you did.
I did load it, and then I watched a video like a month or two ago, and I'm like, is that the same game? And apparently the game it was like an alpha for so long. It's
yeah.
a completely different game now.
I believe it. Yeah, and it's not the first time that's happened to us either. Wolson, which fucking go back to beta.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching, you know, some Riker. Shout out to Riker on YouTube. And
Shout out to Riker, indeed.
yeah, I love Riker, and he's you know, he keeps, you know, that's in his news cycle, and Wilson's been stabilizing. It's a long process, though.
I wish I sounded like Riker. I can't even do it.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
got such a deep voice.
We're not Canadian. I'm pretty sure
Is that
he's
what
Canadian.
it is?
I'm pretty sure he's Canadian.
Okay. So, Last of Us for
Yeah.
the PS3 and
Play it if you haven't. It is, I consider it a game you have to play.
and that's PlayStation exclusive, correct?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I thought.
Those since Sony is actually, they're not just PlayStation exclusive, but they're Sony Studios, so I don't expect them ever to be on a PC. But we'll see.
Wasn't Horizon Zero Dawn same thing?
I'm not sure. No, it was made by wasn't Sony Studios. It was Guerrilla Games.
I don't even know how you retain this. It's amazing. All right. Well, interesting. So apparently, if you want to, well, at least for now, if you want to play Last of Us, you're buying a PlayStation of some kind, either 3 or 4.
Yes, I recommend 4 and go with the remastered. It's good and it comes with the DLC, which the DLC was great.
Actually, you know what I recommend at this point? If you made it this far without playing Last of Us, just hold out.
Yeah.
Wait another year, buy a PS5. It's backwards compatible. Then you can buy whatever version you want.
Yeah, this will definitely be made compatible with the PS5
100%,
for sure.
without a doubt. Yep.
Yeah.
So, number 53.
53. That's my radio voice again.
I haven't actually played this one either.
The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask.
Yeah, and that'd be a 64 all day. Boy.
I hear some people like this more than the Ocarina of Time one, because it came out in the same generation, you know. So I have not played it. I've seen some screenshots. Looks similar.
Looks very similar to Ocarina of Time. It's got ridiculous reviews, and again, it's a Legend of Zelda game, so you can't go wrong. And I gotta say, man, the 64 was a great system. I know I've praised it before, but you know, homage and props to the 64. It was. I hate to say this, but in many ways, it was my favorite system of all time.
I think anything 64, Commodore 64, Nintendo 64, great systems.
Um, it wasn't that. Once again, it's certainly not the graphics, that was for sure.
Oh,
And goddamn, wasn't the controller.
It was the early 3D.
It was the 4-player.
Oh, yeah.
It was the fact that I could have a room full of dudes and we could be playing GoldenEye, or we could be playing Mario Kart, or we could play.
Wait, you had 4 friends?
No, I had 3.
3?
Yeah. Yep, I got rid of them. I traded up, buddy. Now I got 1, and it's all I need.
I'm going to start crying.
But that's awesome. But the games were, one we used to play all the time, and honestly, shout out to my friend Chuck, because he used to play Skinnerd. He'd insist he played Skinnerd when we played this game because it was so fitting. So we'd listen to Skinnerd and we'd play Monster Truck Madness.
That is fitting.
It was really fitting. But
Yeah.
what we played wasn't even the game. We didn't race at all. We played this King of the Hill game, which was the dumbest thing ever, and it's so much fucking fun. But basically, everybody's in a monster truck, and all it is there's a platform, and there's a little ramp leading up to that platform. And your goal is simply stay in that platform. The problem is, all your friends are ramming you, and monster trucks are literally flying through the air at you, and it's just pandemonium. And no matter what you do, you're not staying on that thing. Somebody's going to hit you and ram you off, and then you go flying. And that's it. That is the totality of the game. You get points for the longer you're on that little pad there. And that is it's complete nonsense. And, they're timed events. So let's say you have 5 minutes to get as many points as you can. And we lose days to that. I mean, days, because it's just one of those things where it's utterly stupid and yet it's riotous fun. I mean, so much fun.
Hearing you talk about that, I hear, you ever watch playthroughs of Rocket League?
I know of Rocket League. Yeah, I've seen some video of it. I haven't seen playthroughs, but I've seen, I don't know why I watched this, but I watched, it was a professional Rocket League player. Basically what his friend was doing was his friend was playing games, and whenever somebody was just a complete dick, he'd say, hey, why don't you one-on-one me? And then he'd have the dude who literally plays Rocket League for a living take over, and he would just smoke him. And he was just basically being the anti-troll. So that's why I know of Rocket League. But it basically looks like what the rest of the world would call football, what we call soccer, with a car that literally has a rocket on it.
Yes, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's a big rage. People love it.
I think if you play Skinnerd while playing this game, it would work.
I could give it a go, yeah. And see, that's actually, that's a game you and I could play, because odds have it I'm wrong, but I'd completely whoop your ass.
You're wrong.
Yeah. And in fact, for the record, folks, Kevin whoops my ass by and large. I just talk shit better than he does, so I talk a great game, but he pretty much whoops me. And the worst part is, I'm talking shit typically while he's doing it.
Yes, it gets me going.
Yeah, oh my God, it smites me. When I am beating him, when I am beating you and I start talking shit, you just find
focused.
your strength, yes, and you destroy me. My God.
Uh-oh.
What's with the Game Boy Advance?
I don't know, but here it is, number 52.
Legend of Zelda, again, A Link to the Past, and I certainly played the SNES game all the live long day. So Game Boy added some multiplayer, it looks like.
Yeah, so that made it high in the list.
All right, it's a Zelda game. Freaking definitely loved it. That's a big game too, actually. That is deceptively big. It took me a while to beat that one, but I did in fact beat it. And I like Zelda. I don't know what else to say. But like I said, this is like the spiritual successor of Zelda 1.
Well, for it to be this high in the Metacritic, then it wasn't that poorly received over time anyways. Maybe not when it first came out, but people probably finally remember it.
Oh, no. This everybody loved. Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link.
Oh, this is the original one.
Like. This is Zelda.
Gotcha.
This is Zelda 3,
That shows
effectively.
what I know. Okay. Ooh,
Number 51.
51. Halo 2. Yes, definitely one of the best Halos. People consider one of the best.
For PC, we can attest to that.
We can attest it's one of the more stable ones from playing multiplayer.
Yep.
And what can you say about Master Chief? And I think you can blame Halo for the ones figuring out how to do FPS games with a controller. I mean, they're the ones that really made the controllers work.
Yep.
And you had controllers beforehand, but they were never the same way of strafing with the right hand one and aiming with the left and trigger. It just they really did help.
I played Halo 1 actually, and I beat
Yeah.
it when it was released on PC.
Yeah, when it was
I
released on
did.
PC. Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I played through
Yeah.
that with a mouse and a keyboard, and it worked so
Yeah.
much better.
Definitely much better, yes. But I grew up with the controller, and I do even now. If I hook up the PC, I'm using the controller to play it.
Yeah, I think you and I have done that actually.
Yeah, because it just to me now feels natural when you're. It's different than when you're fighting other people. You want the accuracy of a mouse, but you're just shooting monsters. I use the trigger on the controller.
This one crashes all the time because you fucking kill me and I get to crash the server.
Yes,
I
you're
love
like-
that option.
You're like, oh, he needs kicked.
Yeah. It's
Vote to
just-
kick. Yes.
Wow, you just went all Pittsburgh on me. He needs kicked. Yeah,
Kick
like,
needs kicked.
needs to be kicked.
Pittsburgh English.
Yeah.
It is valid form of speaking. I looked it up. I
Oh,
googled
my
it.
lordy. I'm going down that road. Here's one I know something about.
It's a dialect.
Fucking ruined me too, though. Yeah. So I both praise and I'm going to ruin this whole franchise all in one fell swoop. But Gran Turismo 3 A spec for the PS2. Boy, was it PS1 or PS2? The first Gran Turismo game I had, you had to get a license. I'm not kidding. You had to like pass certain criteria to get a license. And I'm not telling you. I'm not kidding, man. I felt more accomplished when I got that fucking in-game license than when I got my real one. Like, it was hard. It's a really unforgiving game. But unfortunately, my coworker ruined all Gran Turismo games for me, in the sense that Gran Turismos are great games. They truly are great. A lot of cars, a lot of options available. The realism is outrageous, and therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
It even says they're not games; they're a driving simulator.
Yep.
And they kind of are. And as my friend put it, which ruined the series, it's a fucking braking simulator. And it is. Like, it's a racing game where you spend as much time on the brakes as you do on the gas. And while realism-wise, it actually kind of does have that. I mean, it does teach you. Literally, I was a better real-life driver after getting my license in Gran Turismo. I'm not even fucking kidding, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's how realistic it is. Because the physics are physics, and it teaches you the physics of a vehicle moving at high speed. But when it comes down to gaming, why are we playing a game? Why am I doing this? It's not so I can obey the traffic laws. In fact, it's the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It's so I can Need for Speed the shit out of it. So, great game, great series. My advice, go buy a Need for Speed.
Yeah. That's awesome. So we moving on, or are we stopping at
That's number 50. What do we have for a time check here?
107.
Oh, I fucked up because I wanted to actually do this before we got down to number 50, but our episodes have been averaging right around an hour, so I'm going to say, why don't we just say, before we go, Kevin, how do our fans contact us, buddy?
You can definitely hit us up at tootcast.net for emails. Go to our website, tootcast.net, and you'll find all the links you want. Our episodes, links to all your favorite podcast programs, your links to YouTube, everything you need.
Well, I just want to add on to that too. Again, folks, we're loving this whole experience. We really are, but can't emphasize enough how much those likes, those subscribes. I'm not kidding, man. I get a freaking nerd woody when I see a share. Not even kidding. It blows my mind. So all that support, we love it. But again, keep it coming. We want to hear from you. Don't be shy. And I know if anybody is out there and afraid, oh my God, Kevin and Sean are going to call me out on air. We're not going to use anybody's last names.
Yep.
In fact, I think I'm the only one that's fucked this up. But and the only last names that have been used are Kevin and mine.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're all bright.
Yeah.
I suspect you know our last names already anyway. But any fans, anybody writing in, we will not do that. And just wanted to throw that out there in case anybody's on the fence. And likewise, tell us, if you've got a list and you just only wanted to attribute it to you, we'd still love to hear from you. And we'll just tell everyone, you know what, a fan that wanted to be anonymous shared this, and we'll go through your list. Now, fair warning, do love all my fans, but you give us a crappy list, I'm calling you out on it.
Yeah, we have to. It's required.
Without a doubt. It's not even negotiable. I don't have a choice. It's who we are. So, well, folks, again, I appreciate all your time. Love that you're with us. Love that we get to do this. Kevin, thank you for all your hard work. And with that, this is Sean.
This is Kevin.
This is one other thing.
Good night.